Welcome back to the Safety Roadmap Podcast. Today, we'll be touching on a topic that's often brought up by those looking to secure their workplace from hazards and care about health and safety.
All right, so you ready for another deep dive?
Definitely.
Today, we're diving into, looks like personal protective equipment.
PPE, the stuff that keeps us all safe.
Exactly. PPE. And you provided some really interesting material for this one.
Yeah, it looks like a safety guide.
It is a safety guide. And, get this, it's in both Arabic and English.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
cool. So we're going to break down all the essentials from those hard hats we see on construction sites to the gloves that, well, everyone needs for something. We're going to figure out why the right PPE matters, whether you're, like I said, on a construction site or maybe you're just doing a little DIY at home.
Because let's face it, most of us probably don't think about safety gear until it's too late.
Oh, absolutely. It's like an afterthought. But this is about staying ahead of the game.
Right.
And speaking of staying ahead, this guy jumps right into it with head protection.
The good old hard hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The classic image, right?
Yeah.
When we think about workplace safety, like hard hats are it. And for good reason. I mean, head injuries are no joke.
Right.
And it's amazing how many accidents happen from
Yeah.
just a little bump on the head. It makes you wonder, what came first, the accident or the hard hat?
Well, probably quite a few accidents involving heads. I'm guessing someone got tired of bumping their head.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why it's so important to, not just wear any hard hat, you know what I mean? This guide actually, it breaks it down. You've got your full brim versus the peak style, and then, get this, there are classes.
Classes.
Yeah, like A, G, B, E, and C.
Wait, so it's not a one-size-fits-all hard hat situation?
Yeah.
These classes, what are they all about?
They tell you just how much protection you're getting. Like, how tough is this hard hat, really?
Oh, okay.
So picking the wrong class for the job and be like, I don't know, wearing a raincoat in a hurricane. You're a little protected, but you're still in trouble.
Oh, that's an image I won't forget. Okay, so break it down for me. What's the difference between all these classes?
Well, you've got Class A, which is kind of your all-arounder. Good for impact, like if something falls on you, and they've got some protection from electrical shocks too. Think construction sites, lots of stuff around that could fall, maybe some exposed wiring,
Yeah.
Then there's Class B, that's for when you're working with high voltage stuff. And then you've got Class C, which is mostly about impact, like if you're in a factory where something might drop, but you're not too worried about getting shocked.
Wow, you're right. The difference in those classes, it's a big deal. Like you said, choosing the wrong one, that could be really bad, really dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. And this guy does a great job of showing all of that. The illustrations are really helpful.
Yeah, and speaking of helpful illustrations, there's this infographic in here about how to actually adjust a hard hat to fit right.
Which, let me tell you, super important.
Really?
Oh yeah, a loose hard hat, it's about as useful as a chocolate fire guard. It needs to be snug, to actually work right.
Well, that makes sense when you put it that way.
Yeah.
So moving on from bumps on the head, let's talk about protecting those eyes, because those are pretty important.
Absolutely.
This guide then goes into all the different types of eye and face protection, and wow, there's a lot.
Well, yeah, and it makes sense if you think about it, right? I mean, our eyes, they're pretty vulnerable. Even just a speck of dust can be annoying.
Oh, tell me about it.
Right. So imagine a sharp piece of metal flying at your face or a splash of, I don't know, some kind of chemical.
I don't even want to think about it.
That's why there are so many options.
All right, so let's start with the basics. Safety spectacles. Those, clear ones. I've definitely worn those, but I feel like there's got to be more to them than meets the eye, right?
You got it. Those basic ones, they're great for general protection. Think dust, flying particles. Even if someone bumps into you,
Right.
They're kind of your first line of defense for everyday stuff.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But then we see some serious-looking goggles in here, too.
Right.
What are those all about?
Those are for when things get a little more intense. Like imagine you're welding. You need some heavy-duty eye protection, something that can filter out the UV and infrared radiation.
If that can't be good for your eyes.
Definitely not. It'd be like staring at a mini sun. Not a good idea. So those special goggles, they're there to protect you from that super intense light. Regular safety glasses, they just wouldn't cut it.
Yeah, I can imagine. So you really don't want to mess around with that kind of stuff.
Not at all. The specialized lenses are there for a reason.
Makes sense. Now, what about those, chemical goggles? The ones that look like they make a tight seal all around your eyes?
Oh, those are key when you're dealing with anything that could splash or, if there are dangerous fumes. They create a barrier to protect your eyes from anything that could irritate them or even burn them.
It's amazing to me how specific all of this safety equipment is.
It has to be.
Really highlights how important it is to choose the right PPE for the job.
Yeah.
And speaking of choosing the right PPE, we're not done with face protection yet, are we? This guide also shows something called a face shield.
Right. So a face shield, it's like the ultimate protection, full coverage. It's like a safety net for your entire face. We're talking splashes, sparks, anything that could fly at your face. It's got to get through that shield first. It's like the difference between wearing, a simple dust mask and needing like a full-on respirator.
Right, exactly. And speaking of important senses, let's talk about hearing, because I will admit I've been guilty of, being on a job site and forgetting earplugs in my ears. They let me know later.
Oh, I bet they do.
It's not fun.
No, not at all. And I think we take our hearing for granted until we don't have it anymore.
So true.
Once it's gone, it's gone. That's why I think this guide's emphasis on hearing protection is so important.
Yeah. And speaking of important, the guide mentions this thing, the 85 dB rule. Have you heard of this?
Oh, yeah. So decibels, dB, they measure how loud a sound is.
Yeah.
85 dB, that's kind of where things get serious. Imagine like a gas-powered lawnmower,
Yeah.
That's about 85 dB. So the rule is once the noise around you hits that level, you got to protect your ears. No ifs, ands, or buts. Any longer than that, and you're risking permanent hearing loss.
85 dB, that seems, I don't know, surprisingly low.
Right.
Like you don't think about a lawnmower being that loud. It makes you realize how much noise we're exposed to every day.
Well, absolutely.
Just walking down the street.
Right. And on a construction site, forget about it. Power tools, heavy machinery.
It's way louder.
Way louder than a lawnmower.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, having the right hearing protection.
Super important.
Essential.
So then we see these two main types of hearing protection in the guide. You've got those big over-the-ear ones and then those little tiny earplugs. What's the deal? What's the difference?
Good question. So the big ones that go over your ears, those are earmuffs, and they're great for when you need to block out a lot of noise. Think about those folks working on the airport runway.
Oh.
They need serious protection. And they're also just easier to, put on, take off if you're moving around in and out of noisy areas.
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. What about those earplugs? Are they just as good?
Well, earplugs, they're smaller, obviously, which can be good if you're wearing other PPE, like if you've got a hard hat on, maybe a welding helmet. Plus, I think some people just find them more comfortable to wear for a long time.
Right. It's all about finding that balance.
Yeah.
Protection and how comfortable you are.
Exactly.
All right. So we've done the head, the eyes, the face, ears. Let's talk about feet for a second. I'll admit, I used to think like those big, sturdy work boots, they were just,
Fashionable.
well, I was going to say to look cool, but yeah.
They're not exactly runway ready.
No. But you know what I mean. Like, I never really thought about them as like essential safety equipment
Right, but foot protection is often overlooked.
until you drop something on your foot.
Exactly. And then you're like, oh, maybe I should have worn those steel toe boots.
Yeah, you're singing a different tune.
Right. So those steel toes that this guide shows, super important. They protect your toes from impact, whether it's a tool, a piece of equipment, anything heavy, really. And then you've got those slip-resistant soles.
Yeah.
Those are key for spills, uneven surfaces. And let's be real, on a construction site, that's pretty much a given.
Every day.
Right.
It's amazing how much thought goes into each of these little features.
It all has a purpose.
Really does.
Yeah.
All right, next up, this one feels serious. Breathing protection.
Yeah, that's the serious stuff.
Because now we're talking about protecting your lungs from like things you can't even see.
Right. Dust, fumes, vapors.
Dangerous stuff.
Imagine working in a spray booth without a respirator.
I'm getting lightheaded just thinking about
Not good.
it. Not good at all.
No, you got to protect your lungs.
So the guide mentions this thing, air purifying respirators.
Yes.
What are those all about?
So these respirators, they use filters, kind of like, I don't know, have you ever seen those air purifiers you can get for your house? It's kind of like that, but for your face. They clean the air before you breathe it in, removing all those nasty particles and stuff that you don't want in your lungs.
So it's like having a little mini air purifier you wear on your face.
Exactly. And you can get different filters depending on what you're dealing with. So like if it's sawdust, you use a filter designed to trap those specific particles. It's all about choosing the right protection for the job.
That's pretty cool, actually. Okay, so those are for like everyday hazards, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
But then we've got the serious stuff. This guide has a picture of a firefighter, and they've got that whole tank on their back, the SCBA.
Right, the self-contained breathing apparatus.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so that one's different.
Totally different. With the SCBA, you're not filtering the air, you're bringing your own air supply.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like no matter what's going on around you, you're breathing safe air.
Exactly. That's for those super hazardous situations, like you said, firefighters, but also think like chemical spills, places where that air purifying respirator just wouldn't cut it.
Yeah, that's serious stuff. Those firefighters are brave, man.
Absolutely. They put their lives on the line, that's for sure.
So we've got to make sure they've got the right equipment.
Absolutely. And, even with something as, I don't know, as simple as a respirator, like how it fits makes all the difference.
Really?
Oh, yeah. A good seal is crucial.
Guess that makes sense.
This guide mentions a fit test, which I know it sounds kind of strange.
Fit test for a respirator.
Right.
What is that, like an online quiz?
Not exactly. We're not trying to find out what kind of pizza you are here. It's about making sure that respirator fits your face perfectly.
Oh, okay. So no leaks.
No leaks. Any leaks, those contaminants, that stuff you're trying to avoid,
Mm.
it can sneak right in.
So how do they test for that?
Well, they use this number, 19.5% oxygen, and you're like, okay, why that number?
Yeah, why that number?
Well, think about it. The air we breathe, it's about 19.5% oxygen.
Right. I remember that from like elementary school science class.
Yeah. Exactly. So during the test, if the respirator is letting in that much surrounding air, that means the seal isn't good.
Ah, it's like a leak in your scuba gear.
Exactly. You want a perfect seal.
Wow, that's a good way to put it. So it's not just about wearing the respirator, it's about making sure it fits right.
Exactly. It's all connected.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've covered a lot. We've done head, eyes, ears, feet, even lungs. What's left?
Don't forget about your hands.
Oh, right, of course.
We use our hands for everything, but they take a beating.
That's true. I'm always getting little cuts and scrapes and stuff.
Right. And that's just everyday stuff. Imagine what could happen on a job site.
Yeah, not good.
This guide, it shows a bunch of different types of gloves because, of course, you can't just have one type.
No, one size does not fit all when it comes to protecting your hands.
Definitely not. You've got your heavy-duty leather gloves for things like welding. Those are tough. They protect from heat, sparks, even punctures. Then you've got your thicker insulated gloves.
Oh, yeah, for like extreme temperatures.
Right. If you're dealing with something really hot or really cold, like maybe you're working in a freezer all day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm.
And then what about the thinner gloves? Are those just for like more delicate work?
Pretty much. Those thinner gloves, they're usually made from materials like nitrile or latex, and they're great for when you need that dexterity, like handling small parts. They still protect your hands, but they allow you to move more freely.
It's all about choosing the right tool, or in this case, the right glove for the job.
Right, exactly. That's the key takeaway here.
Well, this deep dive really opened my eyes, or maybe I should say protected my eyes, to the world of PPE. It's one of those things you don't really think about until you need it, but it's clear that each piece of equipment has a purpose, like a very specific purpose.
Absolutely. And this guide, it was a great starting point.
It really was. Lots of good information.
But remember, this is just scratching the surface. There are regulations, standards, a whole bunch of stuff.
Like that.
So if you're ever unsure about what kind of PPE you need, ask someone who knows. Your safety is worth it.
You got that right. Better safe than sorry. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, your crash course in personal protective equipment. Hopefully, you learned a thing or two about staying safe, whether you're on the job or even just puttering around at home.
Right. Safety first.
Always. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe out there.
Thanks for sticking with us until the end of this episode. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen and engage with our content. If you found value in what you heard today, please don't forget to hit that like button. It helps us reach more people and lets us know we're on the right track. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow our channel so you never miss an upcoming episode. We've got some great topics lined up that you won't want to miss. Lastly, if you know someone who could benefit from this information, why not share the video with them? Spread the knowledge and help your colleagues stay informed. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.